Well, after the disaster that was WWF in your house, I thought it was time to check out War Zone and see if it's any good, since I never heard of it till my 20s, and once I learned it was a prequel to WWF Attitude, I just had to review it now. I mean, it can't be worse than Attitude, right? Right?
Something much worse.
Yeah, this game is even worse. I guess they really did improve for the sequel, since I cannot for the life of me comprehend this game's controls, and I've grown up with the original Resident Evil trilogy of games.
Picture perfect.
Just imagine the worst controlling wrestling game ever made. That's 3D and looks like something Beetlejuice would mock.
No, it's DMT, I think.
This game has so many issues that I think this might be my most colorful review yet.
Progressive.
So let's just get this abomination over with so I can hopefully play a good game. I'm starting to go insane here. We'll start out with Create a Wrestler. For a first, you'd probably expect the worst. To which, you're right.
Yay!
This game has such a lackluster creation mode that there's no support for females. Yet they included the ability to select gender, but it's only male.
That's sexist.
Exactly. I believe in equal rights, equal fights. So let me smash a steel chair into a woman's skull, damn it.
Based.
To make matters worse,
Nice, how much worse can things get around here?
you cannot use the color black.
Racist.
So good luck making anyone you know. For example, I cannot make Charlie and Muta properly in this game. Like, seriously?
Do I look like a happy camper to you? Didn't think so.
So yeah, if you have black hair or like black clothes, you're fucked.
That is fucked, man. This is actually fucked. Are you guys putting the pieces together?
I couldn't make a decent moist critical or some ordinary gamers even if I tried. So I just settled with making Asmongold, which surprisingly wasn't that hard. Just get a tall skinny guy with a white shirt, basic pants, a beard, and barely any hair, and there you go.
Yes. How could I have ever possibly expected that? How could anyone have ever come to this conclusion just randomly? Wow.
Later down the line, after playing versus mode, and it wasn't good, I decided it was best to at least attempt to make Charlie and Muta, plus the average Asmongold viewer. Of course, there isn't any cat ear headphones, so we have to settle with a weird mask, which is still very fitting for Asmongold's fucked up community.
You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. There it is.
For our Charlie, it was a tough battle with the right shade. You can't ever go dark enough to match the right color you want, or bright enough. Plus, each hair has its own shades of colors you can use, if any options at all.
Ah, you know what? This sucks! And then now you're saying it too.
So after making We Have Penguin Z0 at home, I attempted to make Mutahar, which ended up looking like a generic black guy with a red shirt. Poor Muta won't last long driving a car in the US. After wasting almost 20 whole fucking minutes in Create a Wrestler, it's time to finally cover this game's terrible controls.
Ah, boy, here we go.
No matter what buttons you press, your character will never really do what you want. If you attempt to pin your opponent while they're down, you'll just grab at the air 99.9% of the time. It's so painful!
Just the tip.
Having to use the L1 and R1 button to enter a name during Create a Wrestler.
What?
Having to figure out what button or combo tags in your tag team partner, but never fucking does.
And they tie up. The Undertaker up close and personal with the match.
Tag me, come on, tag me in, Zach. Come on, let's go. Choo choo, bow, choo, come on.
The crowd is on its feet. Player one.
Come on, tag me in, damn it. Trying to figure out how the fuck do you turn around and climb down the cage in a cage match?
I can wait here while you change.
Ha ha!
And let's not forget, I do keep that big iron on me. And these pythons?
Nope. Why are we still here? Just to suffer? Every night, I can feel my leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost. The comrades I've lost. Won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you? I'm gonna make them give back our past.
Trying to grab your opponent, but a weapon is nearby, so instead, you pick it up, and then they hit you and you drop it.
What's up with this crowd? You're loving it. Oh, that got his attention.
I know you told your friend you're not okay.
The combat itself is very clunky, and I mean Resident Evil 1 1996 knife combat kinds of clunky. Half of the time when I use my attacks, they never register or miss my opponents, but they can hit me without issue. Even when they're just standing there, I will occasionally miss, then they sucker punch me with one hit and I'm down for the count. Attempting to pull off any moves besides the very few available is near impossible. No matter what buttons I press, I only ever do the same two moves over and over and over and over again, depending on which character's moveset I'm using. Meanwhile, the AI can use all kinds of fucking moves that I cannot.
Bullshit!
Speaking of bullshit, let's cover the 4 main game modes available. While there's also challenge mode, there's no reason to cover what is essentially just another version of versus mode, which I'll cover instead. Versus mode is your standard one-on-one match. The traditional rules apply here, so no weapons and ring out is a thing. Your goal is to weaken your opponent enough to have enough time to pin them before they can recover. Your health bar starts out green, fades into yellow, orange, and then red. Kind of like Resident Evil. But here, your goal isn't to survive the horrors of padding and backtracking. Instead, it's to survive the horrors of bad fighting game controls. This was my first experience with the gameplay and combat. Let me tell you, it's so god-awful I lack the vocabulary to express just how heinous it feels. While I tend to exaggerate things here and there in some of my reviews, especially since I'm a schizo with bipolar depression,
Actually, it would explain a lot.
so I'm swinging left and right, flailing around like a mad dog, like a game of Yakuza. But there's no exaggeration here of this game, it's just fucking shit. Grapples, body slams, punches and kicks, all being so off-putting with slight input delay. I'm using a wired controller too, so there's no excuse for input delay of any kind. While it's not really noticeable, it's just slightly there, that it gets annoying after a fucking while.
Even close. Player one's gonna have to work harder than that.
Using square to kick, triangle to punch, X to block. Yes, it's called X and not cross. Fuck off. And circle for grabs and throws. Everything feels so awkward and unintuitive.
What a big word.
This match went on for about almost 5 minutes before I just gave up and said fuck it, I'm done.
1, 2, 3. And that's it. Nice fucking model!
Like I said earlier, regarding tagging your teammate is near impossible. I was getting tossed around like an SO in prison.
The wood chipper!
My partner kept reaching out to me, but no buttons would ever work. I tried every face button and shoulder buttons.
He's out on his feet. That was slick. The Undertaker losing steam now.
Just nothing would fucking work. It was pure agony. I wanted to stop playing altogether and bury this game out back and say, rest in peace.
Jesus Christ!
So, I just did what I could, as Undertaker and Shawn Michaels took turns beating Asmongold to a bloody pulp. Which was actually entertaining, not gonna lie.
Here they go. What a reversal. Where'd that come from?
My creatures of the night will feast upon the flesh of your rivals.
Player one is in trouble now. He needs to make a tag.
Eventually, I just said fuck it, set my controller down, got a drink of zero sugar Pepsi, and thought about what kind of pizza sounds good for this evening.
That was slick. The best tag team in the sport.
Cage match should have been fun. Instead, it was just frustrating.
Whoa, just take it easy, man.
I could never smash my opponent into the cage. Unlike when they did it to me, no combination of buttons allows me to fling them or push them into it.
Picture perfect.
Also, like I said earlier, it was a pain in the ass just trying to get up the damn wall. It's easier to get past the US border wall than this. Not that I would know or anything.
Let me see your work visa, son.
I'm white, so it's okay. Anyways, your goal is just to escape the cage. Even though I thought I could knock out my opponent instead, that wasn't the case.
Steve is getting the worst of this one.
Even though I did beat Stone Cold to a pulp, he still got up like it was nothing. Now, while that may seem normal for Stone Cold, as it's just another day at the office for Stone Cold, it's also total bullshit, as I ended up losing the match due to shitty controls. Oh god, it's WWF Attitude all over again on Dreamcast.
Shit the fuck!
My favorite match type in any wrestling game has always been hardcore. As it's called here, weapons. Yeah, what a lame name for a shit game.
Poetry?
At least in this mode, I started to finally get a hold of this game's mechanics. It's still god-awful, but at least I was starting to actually make progress. Though, there were moments where it wasn't as easy, like I said back during the controls segment, while grabbing weapons instead of your opponent just cause you're near one. Thankfully, it's an easy fix. Just beat your opponent till they're far enough to grab the weapon and smash it into them. There's a decent amount of weapons, like steel chairs, TVs, tables, bells, and a bottle? Whatever. PS1 graphics and all. I did like the bell though.
Mankind is out. This is
I like how the computer chose Mankind for this match type. What a perfect fit given it's Mick Foley. Then again, Mick Foley has many personas like Mankind, Cactus Jack, and Dude Love.
Would you like to know more?
It's a rather decent mode, just cause I like beating people with weapons in games. It's a classic way of fighting. After all, I'm sure some of you out there grew up with Double Dragon on the NES, let alone Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time on the SNES. By the way, check out those TMNT reviews. I'm still pissed, those things completely flopped. Anyways, this was the only mode I was able to win. After this, I just stopped and watched Asmongold clips to de-stress from yet another bad game. Why do I keep finding bad games? Why is it always bad games? I just want to play something fun. Fuck.
2, 3.
Just you see.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And when the imposter is safe. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
Like a lot of these wrestling games I've been playing, this game has some nasty audio quality. Sometimes it's too quiet or too loud. There's also a lot of static and audio clipping. Now I know I'm using a $12 microphone for a little over a year now, but even my audio isn't as bad as this game's. Warning headphone users. You cannot pick your opponents in any mode. Every mode, your opponent is randomly selected by the computer, and I never once had it pick any created wrestlers. So much for having Asmongold and his fanboy team up against Dollar Tree Charlie and Family Dollar Mudahar.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
Every time you start up the game, it takes roughly 30 seconds to boot up. It also takes roughly 30 seconds to load into a match, and about 10 or more back to the main menu after the match. That adds up over time and becomes a total chore. I get it's a disc-based game, so it loaded slower than a cartridge, but god damn is it annoying!
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it!
We're waiting.
Like I said earlier, control-wise, this game just sucks. I hate the creative menu design. It's so clunky and frustrating having your controls switch around depending on which menu you're in, like using L1 and R1 for entering a name, or slowly swinging the cube around during character selection before a match, plus the elevator animations eating up more time when you just want to get into a section of the menu to progress your gameplay. It's just so
Relax.
There's another game mode called Royal Rumble, but it's exclusive to the Nintendo 64 version of this game.
Son of a bitch!
So yep, all 16 wrestlers compete to win the mode. Too bad it's a technical complication for the PS1. Also, too bad it would have been garbage given the game's controls. So thankfully, it was spared in this review. And no, I will not be reviewing the Nintendo 64 version of this game. I'm basically done with the N64, given its god-awful controller.
True.
At the end of the day, I cannot recommend this trash game. Like seriously, it's worse than WWF Attitude, and that game was ordered crap. I guess this really is the precursor to Attitude, because man oh man does everything about it just suck, from the bad controls to the fugly graphics. Not to mention the worst creative wrestler I've ever seen in a game, and I've played the M. Dickey games back in the day when they were free. This game has no redeeming qualities, not the music, the auto quality, creative wrestler, stupid fun, match types, nothing. Nothing in the pro section. It's just cons upon cons upon cons upon cons to the point you might as well call this the Wall Street of overall sections of my reviews.
Oh, damn!
I fear the PS1 port of WWF Attitude. If it controlled poorly on Dreamcast, just imagine how badly it plays on the PS1. Especially given that the PS1 controller originally never had analog sticks. When I get to it, I will get to it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so I can continue to grow. I'm tired of making all these videos and for them to go unnoticed. Like a one-sided, loveless relationship attempting to be saved.
Man, poetry's powerful stuff.
Anyways, that's it for this video. See you all later. If I'm still mentally capable of functioning outside of a padded fucking cell!
Insane in the membrane.
Not even a 2 count.
What was he thinking?
They tie up. Oh, yeah. And they tie up. The Undertaker up close and personal with the mat. Tangled up now.